Hello, welcome to Miemie's Keepsakes. It's Marnell. I'm working again on my Jubilee Journal today. The text block are in the book press, and so I'm hoping to bind this journal hopefully in the next day or so. So today I want to make more ephemera for this book, and I found this in my stash that I have. It is a little too big for this journal. So, and I do like how it looks on the inside and outside. I'm also making a bigger journal, so I think I'm going to use this one for the bigger journal and make a smaller one today. Let's get some glue pages. I'm going to use this envelope, and what I did is I saw this idea. It's not my idea at all. I saw this from Rachel at Roxy Creations, and I'm pretty sure most of you are watch her or subscribe to her channel. I love her channel. So because I kind of wanted to just be a flip over the page, or maybe tuck into a pocket, so this one needs to be shorter, and then I would like to add, so I'm going to cut this one here, maybe just cut it straight. There is kind of a line that I can follow there. Okay, so I'm going to cut it there. And I sealed it shut because I'm just going to cut this open. And so this is just a junk mail or envelope that I received in the mail. So I need to cut this side open too. And then it looks like this. So what I want to do is I want to add a pocket in here and then a tag so the image can peek through that, but it would still leave me this side to journal on and even pieces of that. I'm just gonna grab my box with cut-offs and small pieces and just collage on the front. Cut this straight, and hopefully this doesn't take too long. If it takes too long, I'll stop and do the collaging off camera. And I'm just gonna use like big pieces. Doesn't have to be, the bigger the better, I suppose, then it's faster. Oh, this comes from the Sears catalog. It's very brittle. So yes, I just want it to be neutral. I'm going to grab book pages, different colors. Let me take a couple out so I'm not constantly making a noise going through this bunch of pages. And then I can get rid of this as well and have more room on the table. Let's take that. Okay. So this is from my fodder book that I've just painted gold. And let's see if I can just do a big piece over here. Let's do it this way. Yeah, so I start with big pieces and then just fill in with some smaller pieces on top in the end. So this one, I'm just going to take my scissors and where the window is, just make a little cut here, or I can just even fold that in. Let's see if it fits. Yes, it does. I'm just going to glue that and fold it over and do this as fast as possible so it doesn't get too boring for you to watch. I love watching people collage. I don't know, for some reason it is very relaxing to me. I don't know if you guys find the same or if that's just me. This one doesn't fit totally, so let's just move it until it fits. There. Especially Rachel, because she just picks stuff and glue it down, and it looks amazing. I don't know how she does that. Okay, this is a very old book too. I think it's 1906 if I'm not mistaken, but it is extremely brittle, so I can't use it for anything other than collage, unfortunately, because I do like the font. But yeah, can't use it for anything else. This is from a greeting card, so let's just use that. Might be an interesting, no, just a different font on here, and also a different color. And let's do a little bit of gold on this side too. Yeah, so I'm using a lot of gold in this journal. It is about the Queen. Kind of implies that you have to use gold, I think. Then let's find a straight piece for over there. Oh, why can't I pick this ruler up? Okay, let's see. I'll just do it there. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I will pause for a minute and finish the collage off screen, and then come back and we'll add the pockets and some decorations. I'll see you in a second. Okay, I'm done collaging, and it's a little busy for how I want my journal to look. So I'm using white gesso, and I just added some in this little container, and add some water to thin it down because this gesso is very thick. And all I want to do is give it a thin layer of paint just to tone down some of the colors and some of the print, but I do still want to see the print. And then what I also do, if I think I have too much gesso on one spot, let me just put this away, I will go in with a wet wipe, baby wipe, and just again take some of the gesso away. I do like that purple. I'm going to get some of that off and just wipe some of the gesso off until I'm happy. I can always add more gesso. Anyway, so I'll wait for that to dry. I did do this one. So this is the one that's going into my journal. So it's this side. And then on the inside, I just did some plain paper so I can write on the inside. I'm just going to fold this and kind of just, I don't want a fold in there. It's a little too wet still. So maybe we'll work on the pocket until I can fold this. So I want to add a lace pocket in here because that might be too small, so I'm just looking for a wide enough lace. And I don't have anything wide enough, so maybe we'll just make a pocket. What I usually like to do when I make a lace pocket, I use parchment paper or tracing paper in the back. I have this with some golden flakes on the paper. I'm just going to cut a piece of this. And decide on the size of my pocket. And I am going to sew around this afterwards, so this would be the size of my pocket, so I don't need a lot, just a small little piece. And just clean up a little bit so I know what I'm doing. And I'm thinking maybe if I don't know, can you see? Yes, you can see a little bit of that, I think, on the camera. I want to put the lace this way so this scallop can be on there. So that's, you know, just kind of hanging over. And then let's see if it's enough. If I do too. Maybe if the scallop doesn't hang over that much. Or just a dab. Yes, let's do that. Okay. And then I have my fabric tack in this container just because I can store it upside down. It's just the tacky glue that you can buy at Walmart. And I just put my fabric tack in here because it's easy when it's already, you know, the glue is already sitting on the bottom, and while you're working you can just kind of flip it over and keep it. It's, you know, the glue, you don't have the trouble of the glue, kind of, you have to wait until the glue comes to the, you know, the bottom end of your container. And I'm just going to use this applicator. It's usually used for adding like facial masks in a salon. And I know a lot of people say they buy these at, oh, the fabric tag does not want to, let's, what a mess. Okay, fabric tag does not work on parchment paper, so we'll just use art glitter glue. Yeah, it just kind of comes off. So let's just use the art glitter glue. Easy fix. Okay, art glitter glue. I know the art glitter glue adheres to the parchment. I just thought I'll use fabric tack because I'm going to use the lace, but so I'm just spreading it with this little tool. It is for, they use it in salons, like beauty salons, to add, you know, like a mud mask, things like that onto your skin. And a lot of people say they buy it at the dollar store. I have not found it at the dollar store, quite honestly. So I bought mine at from Amazon. And I can't remember. I think I just said facial mask applicator, I think I searched. So this will go on here, and I am going to add this with art glitter glue again, and on the sides, and I'll wait for it to dry and then sew around my project. So I do want that lace to kind of show on this side on the bottom, so maybe I'll move it down just a tad bit. So I add the parchment to my lace pockets just to give it some stability, and then the pocket won't flap open because it's more stable than just the, and this is still not dry enough. I'm going to wait a little longer because if I fold it now it will make a crease, and I don't like that. So let's decorate this. I was thinking of maybe adding, let me see if I can find some images here. I've cut out some images of the queen, and I was thinking maybe, you know, adding a tag. That one would be perfect. Let's make the tag, and then that can go in. And then we can decorate the front. So let's grab some, where did I put the cardstock? I have quite a bit of mess here, or maybe, yeah, let's use cardstock. What color? I'm thinking maybe this grayish color, or this blue purple color. I think I like that one the best. Oh, I'm so sorry, I hit the camera with the big 12 by 12 papers. So the tag, let's just cut a tag. Okay, let's see if it fits in there. I might have to make it a little smaller. And yes, that will go in there. Okay, and then maybe I'll add this first. Oh, and make sure if you are adding glue, or like I did gesso, make sure it does not come on your window, and if it does, just clean it off with a wet baby wipe to make sure your window is clean. And I think I'll just dry it off with some dry fabric. Let's see if my window, but the best thing is to keep your window clean from the beginning. Anyway, so I'm going to add some glue on here so I can decide where to position this photo on my tag. So I'm going to put my photo this side, put the tag down, and then hope it is okay. Let's see Okay, so I want to just put it in the middle. And before it totally glues down, let's just double check. This obviously are not dry totally, and it needs to be sewn on. So I do think I need to cut. I'm going to cut this part off. And then we'll just play around with it. There. I think I do need a little bit more glue on this side. I don't know, for some reason this side isn't gluing and the rest of it did. Okay, but like I said, I'm going to sew that on. So now I have my tag, and it's pretty dull at the moment, but I know it's on the right side. Before I cut that, maybe I will decorate first. And I'm thinking, because this isn't in the middle and it's very straight lines, I want to add some lace on the side. And what will we pick? I have this one. It is huge and maybe too wide, but I can cut it smaller. I found a really big roll of this in the thrift store, and I'm just gonna do art glitter glue again. And then put the lace on here, because I want to break up that straight line there. And I'm thinking, should I just fold it over for some? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just fold it over to this side. And then this side is decorated as well. I have to work fast because this art glitter glue adheres fast. And I'm thinking what I want to do on the top is maybe add like a bow, maybe a satin bow. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go recharge my battery. So I did glue on the music paper, and then I also glued on some lace on this side. And I went ahead, this is dry now and I could fold it, and I sewed around it with this gold Gutermann. I don't know if you can see the gold thread, Gutermann thread, and it worked actually very well on the paper. And now I'm just going to flatten. You know how when you sew with the sewing machine on the reverse side, it makes like ugly little bumps where you sewed with the machine, where the needle went through. And I saw this on Clarke's channel, and I really liked the effect. I used to think that it's just something, you know, my needle wasn't working, and I used to replace my needle all the time. But then I realized after watching everybody else for a little bit that this is just what happens when you sew through the paper. So here, if I add so now my lace pocket is in securely, I'll add my tag, and then the queen will be peeking through there. And I will put this overnight in the book press just to flatten it a little bit, but I think first I want to finish decorating this. So maybe we'll finish with the tag first. I thought I could add some of this it's metallic wax from Art Alchemy, vintage gold. I don't know if you can read that. I love this stuff. And I just apply it with my finger. I honestly don't know if there's a better way. If there is, please let me know, because I just add it with my finger. It is a bit messy, so make sure you protect your desk. And that's maybe a little thicker than I wanted it. Let's just keep moving. Let me put it down. Might be, yes, that works better if I put it down. And I do want a nice thick gold edge here, but I don't want it on everything. And then I'm just gonna do it on this side as well, just to, you know, just to decorate the back, because the back will be for writing. And this would just make it, you know, just a little bit fancier. I'm just gonna clean my finger, and maybe I'll get rid of this bottom page because I don't want the gold wax on everything. Just give me a second, and I'll just take this off. Okay, so that's the tag, and I think the tag needs a little bit of something on the bottom. So I've got these little flowers, birds out from, there's more ink on my, just clean that off. These birds, they came from a book of British birds, like a field guide of Britain for British birds. And I thought maybe we can make like a little cluster of things, or maybe even this butterfly. Let's see what will work. Okay, and I was thinking maybe I would want a little bit of gold in the background, and there's some gold speckles on this parchment paper that we've used before. And I don't know, I had this, maybe this is the edge of a gold satin ribbon that kind of, it was where the ink was on, so I can't really use it for anything else. Maybe if we just kind of build a cluster and then add this little bird. And should we have maybe in here repeat that bit of purple, or would the, no, I think I like the bird more than the butterfly. Oh my goodness, can't think. And maybe want to repeat that color, but this might be too blue. Just thinking maybe that, see if I have a different stamp that's not, no, not purple enough. No, that's not gonna work. And these are very blue too. That might work better if it just kind of peeks out somewhere. Yes, maybe we'll do that. Okay, so now I am going to take my art glitter glue, just because it has this nice fine tip, and I'm just going to add a dab of glue on all the layers. That one doesn't even need glue because it has some glue. And then I'll take it off my tag and just keep gluing everything on better. And that way I'm not losing, you know, I like the way it looked, so this way I'm keeping the composition or the placement of all my pieces. And then my little bird, thinking I want that one straight, so it kind of looks like the bird is sitting on that blue line there. Okay, and then because there's parchment paper in the back, I'm going to use the art glitter glue on everything, because as we know by now, the art glitter glue works the best. Maybe I'll tear this down so it's not so straight. the art glitter glue works the best on the parchment paper. And yeah, should we add, I'm thinking maybe add a little piece of, you know, just a very fine flower in the back, maybe there, just to kind of tie that cluster in with the photo. There's a little one too. Okay, I think that yellow might be the best option. What's this one? No, this one's a big one. I don't think I want pink. No, let's do the yellow. And oh, it's already glued down. Okay, scrap that idea. I should have done that before I glued it down. The art glitter glue, if it was the glue stick, it would have worked, but the art glitter glue just dries so fast, you don't have time to reposition and play around. So make sure you like where you're adding things into. Let's just add that little flower there. I can't see that I'll find a different spot for it. Just, you know, just because. Why not? And get there. Just glue down. Okay. So we'll leave that to dry. And then we need to, I still want to do something on the front of this here. Just, it's very plain at the moment. And I was thinking, because we'll have this there, maybe add some blue or purple. This might be too blue. This, I do like that. And maybe just layer some things on here again, because the remember is upside down. Let's put it on that. Let me just put my water bottle, so I'll have to put that underneath and maybe we can use a stamp on here, maybe in there. I'm not sure I like this. It might be too blue still as well. Yeah, let's do that. And 2 tags. Okay, let's think. Maybe the stamp can just kind of peek out here behind the flower. Excuse me. And this on top, it's too big. Maybe I'll need something a little smaller. Where's the other? Or maybe a saying. Let's see what we have here. Embrace the crazy. No, I don't think so. How about, yeah, no, but that kind of blends into that. Then maybe this one in the back. Okay, I made some decisions off camera. I'm very indecisive today. I don't know what's going on. And I thought I'll spare you me deciding on what to do for the next 10 minutes. Anyway, so I did glue down the flower, the postage stamp, and the label. And then I added this little saying and added some of the gold wax on there. This was from Artymaze. And I can't remember if this is her freebie from her Facebook page or her Etsy shop. I will link her details in my description box. And oh yeah, I mentioned before that and I think I said Catherine Clarke. I saw it on her channel when she's pushing down the backs of the stitches when you're sewing with your sewing machine. It's actually Catherine Brown. I'm so sorry. If you have not watched her channel, go and you just have to see. She makes the most beautiful journals, and I just love her channel. I'll also link Roxy Creations. So what's on my finger? So this tag will go in the pocket, and then this is how it would look in your journal, and I would most probably either just paper clip it onto a page, put it in a pocket, or you can even sew it down and it would flip open. I haven't decided yet. And then you have lots of journaling space there, and you can even journal there if you want to, and add more things to this pocket for sure. So thank you for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And thank you for all the support that everybody already has given me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for following along today. And I will see you soon. Bye.